Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-February 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Cancer collective in mid-February? What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Cancer collective. What is going on? What's the vibe for my good friends here? Get this first card out nice and quick. Ask and you shall receive. Oh, I haven't seen this one in a while. Okay, the woman with the hourglass and the sand slipping through. So this could absolutely represent time being a factor in with whatever situations you're dealing with, whether it's letting time elapse or waiting. It could be any various thing. But usually she shows up often, and I haven't seen her in months for any reading. So we'll talk about her in depth in a moment. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So we see the lovely lady there holding the hourglass. She has her head covered. Simple yet deep. That's what I always say about this symbolism, because notice the sand is slipping through her fingers. So whether it is time elapsing, I know time runs different for every person, I believe. You know, some days it feels like it's dragging. Some weeks feel like they drag. Sometimes it's like we turn our head and a month has passed. So for some of you, their time could either be going really, really fast or really, really slow. I often see this when somebody's waiting on something, waiting to do something, biding their time. So I'm not sure if any of you are in a waiting position or dealing with somebody that is, but that can most definitely be the case when this card is here. It's Saturnian type of energy when we're dealing with time. It is a construct, right? Like most people would agree with that, but it could sometimes be a little restrictive. So I'm hoping that no Cancerians are dealing with like restrictions in general when this card shows up. But we will see. Hopefully time is on your side with something. So we're going to leave her over there for now. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cancerians. What is going on? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. I felt a really nice vibe and a really good energy coming towards you last week. The reading was titled A Massive Win. Now, I always say wins come in all different shapes and sizes, whether it's interpersonal relationships, monetary, business, anything really. Like I guess it depends on what journey you're going through. So I hope you did receive one, and just know that that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, so you might have something really nice coming in. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards from my beautiful Cancer friends. What do we got in mid-February, please? What do we got? Thank you. Okay, 10 of Pentacles. Wow, I mean, we might be picking up right where we left off if we have the 10 of Pentacles starting us off. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck. It might have actually been in your reading last week as well. So that's good. Let's get a couple more. What do we have here? I mean, that could also just represent the home and family, lovers. So the people around you, in any form, really, like, because we have friends, family, now we have like personal relationships, people we have very strong soul ties to. Let's get one more. Lots of people here, but in a good way so far. Okay, the 8 of Swords. So that could be the only hiccup that we have within this reading. And I know I already mentioned possible restriction. So it's interesting that this card shows up this week, but we will talk about it, my friends. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always look at the elements first. We have a lot of air this week. So yeah, we have this nice grounded earthy energy, which is very complementary for water signs. And I just like to see how energy flows. That's why I always do the elements first. The Lovers, that's Gemini, that's air. We have the 8 of Swords. Swords are air. That's the realm of the mind, the intellect, thought processes. It could also be communication, especially with the Lovers here. So just know your mind might be a little extra active this coming week. or there's just something weighing on it. Now, I don't necessarily feel like it's a bad thing because we do have two very positive energies starting us, but this Eight of Swords, we definitely want to keep an eye on that. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Position number one, we are starting with the Ten of Pentacles. And you see this, we have that dude there, he has the kids around, they got their pets, they are happy. I always say this is one of my cards of wins, like we saw last week, something going your way. This is a card of expansion. This is a card of going up to the next level. So there could be various things for you in this time where you're about to bring it to the next level. So whether it's work, whether it's business, whether it's relationships, that's a big thing with this card. The Ten of Pentacles is very sturdy. So this might be something that takes a while to get the result that you want. So there could be some sort of result that either you've worked towards for a long time, or it just took a while to really collect this win. That's the big thing. Interesting that we're talking about the waiting game, because Ten of Pentacles, that's a slow mover. So when we see this time card and Ten of Pentacles, it's like, all right, well, something might pay off for you, or the wait might be worth it. There could be something that's really nice here. Now, there is a challenge, or there's multiple challenges with this card. Aside from the challenges, yeah, it could be family, friends. So for a lot of Cancerians, your mind might be on people you're related to or live with, just your circle of people. But the challenge of this card, it could be a little immovable. It could be a little stubborn. So you might be dealing with some stubborn individuals. There could be certain situations where it might seem like nothing much is really happening. This could be a very grounded, slow mover. Okay, now normally Pentacle energy works really well with water signs, so I feel like this could be good. I'm not necessarily feeling a delay just yet. Now moving to the middle, so it's interesting. We have like the friends, family. We have the Lovers in the center. Now back in the day, this card used to be called the Choice. Way back. Where it's like, all right, do I go left, do I go right? I'm at a crossroads of some kind. So it's possible some Cancerians might be at a crossroads of some sort. The Lovers is Gemini energy. If you're not connected to Gemini, this is a card of people or a particular person we hold near and dear to our hearts in a big way. This is soulmates, soul ties, twin flames, whatever you want to name it. This is very intense, long-lasting connection when this card is here. So whether it's from the past, present, or future, the energy is really powerful. Now, usually I always say this is a silky, smooth, easy-flowing, easy-going type of energy. So we're going to name it a positive until the clarifier tells us otherwise. This could literally just be telling us how someone you're connected to or hold near and dear to your heart, how they could be feeling, things that they might be going through. Because remember, we could see other people's energies showing up in this reading as well. Now, the challenge with this card, obviously, it could be issues with people that we have a strong bond with, right? When that smooth energy gets choppy. So we definitely want to look at it further. I also say that the Lovers could also be extremely healing. It does have the Archangel Raphael on here. That's the Archangel of healing. Okay, so whether it's physical, mental, emotional, there's a potential to improve, especially next to this Ten of Pentacles. Now, onto the back end, we have what makes this reading a mixed bag. We have the Eight of Swords right here. We see this woman, she's blindfolded, she's surrounded by all the swords. I always say there could be a cabin fever type of feeling, or feeling cornered, feeling trapped in some sort of way. For some of you, it could just be as simple as that. You might need to shake up your routine a little bit, or just do something a little different because you might be feeling a little cornered here. In the worst case scenario, the Eight of Swords could be someone that's very stressed, very anxious, overthinking, really difficult emotions that they could be dealing with, and they feel bogged down by it. So we're going to see whether this is anger, whether it's sadness, could be either or. But the good thing I say about this card is that it's not permanent. This is a fast moving energy. So if this is a problem, if this is a situation that you want to figure out, when I see the Eight of Swords, it's like, all right, you can get through this, or you will get past this. It's like a blip on the radar, if that makes sense. So in the grand scheme of things, there could be something that's a blip. It's a little issue. So we're just going to put that down right there. We definitely want to dive deeper on all this stuff, Cancer. So let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What do we got for Cancer in mid-February, please? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Ten of Pentacles. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Ten of Pentacles, what's up? What is this energy, please? Seven of Swords. Wow. Completely out of nowhere. I don't feel like this is bad. For a small, very small portion of you, this could be something you need to watch out for. But I'm going to give you both messages. One is amazing, but the other one is like, okay, I mean, you just take it for whatever it's worth. Now, the Seven of Swords is usually a card that's like in the shadows, right? So in the best case scenario, when I see the 10 Pentacles, a win, a level up, with the Seven of Swords, it kind of piggybacks off the reading we saw last week, where it's either an unexpected or surprising win or victory. I would say that in that sense is very much claimable. So if your intuition is telling you like, hey, something's about to go my way, something good's coming in, this card can most definitely represent that. Now, another little message for a lot of you, just be cautious about your material possessions, because sometimes the Seven of Swords could represent someone that's a little sneaky. If you're living with somebody or there's a very close relation that has some bad habits, bad behaviors, just keep an eye on them when we see the Seven of Swords, especially with the 10 of Pentacles. So just watch your material possessions, and there might be someone that you're very close to that you should be, at the very least, keeping an eye on. That's how it feels to me. I don't want to like overstate it. I don't want to ring the alarm too much and say, oh yeah, there's definitely a person that you can't trust. I'm not saying that. But to me, it's more like, just keep an eye on this one, Cancer. Just keep an eye on it. But for a lot of you, again, this could be a surprising or unexpected win or victory, which is good, especially piggybacking off of last week. Let's keep moving, because we'll get a little more detail now, especially as we move into the Lovers and the Eight of Swords. If there is someone that you need to keep a very close watch on, we'll uncover it. Let's see why the Lovers are here. Why are the Lovers in the mix for Cancer? Okay. The Moon in reverse. There's just too much mystery in the undercurrent here, Cancer, for me. So I do feel like that little initial message we were giving, I mean, this could be good for some of you too. You see, the reading this week kind of severs. I guess it depends on the path you're on, Cancer. Because for some of you, this is amazing. This is awesome type of energy we're picking up. But for another portion of you, it's like the complete opposite, where it's like, oh, well, yeah, there's some people around you that you should really be keeping a very close eye on or beware of. That's like the vibe I'm picking up. Now, the Lovers has the Moon in reverse. The Moon is shrouded, just like the Seven of Swords. You are connected to the Moon card, so is Pisces. So when I see the Lovers with the Moon in reverse, that could be something coming forth. So for some of you, this could be a very honest, straightforward partner. So if there's somebody you're connected to and there's something you're wondering or feeling or thinking, it's like if you ask them, they'll say it. This is a very straightforward, honest type of person. But for another portion of you, when I see that, it's like finding out something about someone you're connected to, or it's like, oh, wish I didn't know that. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. So with all this mystery in the undercurrent, with like possible relations and connections, there's just too many questions, if that makes sense. So I would say watch the circle you keep. I'm not going to highlight one particular person. To me, it's painting with a broad stroke here. So for a lot of Cancerians in this time, just watch the people around you. Doesn't mean you have to go full on detective mode, but there could be something you're not seeing. That's very possible. Let's move on to the Eight of Swords. So beware of certain individuals, that's for sure. And Cancer is one of the most intuitive signs, so your gut probably tells you if something's off. So let's see what's up with the Eight of Swords. But it's just so odd, because I feel for some of you this is an amazing positive reading. For some of you, it's quite the opposite. But let's see what's up with the Eight of Swords. Why is it here? Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadows. Okay. So we have the Fool in reverse underneath the Eight of Swords, and I think this might be the best way to handle something, like not jumping to conclusions. The Fool in reverse, that could represent Aries if you're connected to one. And whenever I see the Fool in reverse, it's like, oh, I'm nervous to do this. I'm nervous to jump into this. I'm nervous to say something. So when I see that card underneath the Eight of Swords, it could be someone that has cold feet, or they're just like dreading something, if that makes sense. Or it's like, oh, I don't know if I should do or say something just yet. I feel like most likely you probably shouldn't until you know more. I don't know why I'm being so specific like this, but it's like, all right, well, don't say none, don't make a move until you know more, until you have all the facts. That's just how it shows up, because there's half of the spread is mysterious with the Seven of Swords. We got the Moon, we have the Eight of Swords, she's blindfolded. So there's like a lot of obscured energy. So there might be certain situations where you need to go with your gut a little bit. You might need to make a gut intuition call. Now, the Fool, if it was in the upright, This is an energy, it's fiery, it's moving, it's taking action, it's making moves, it's saying consequences be damned. When it shows up in reverse, it's like, I don't know about this, just very cautious, which I think is a good thing, especially with all the mystery we see here. So I feel like for various cancers, whatever you're dealing with, whether things are great, whether things are not, cautious approach. That's kind of what Spirit's saying here with the Eight of Swords, Fool in reverse. Just be cautious. You can't be too careful. I don't know why that is coming up. It's like you can't be too careful, Cancer. So just cautious approaches all around. That's how this feels to me. Okay, so it does tie into that little bit of a warning. But let's go through. I'll just give you a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card, see if we could get a little more information. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we are starting off here with the 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords. Like I told you, this does split off. For a good chunk of you, this could be a surprising or unexpected win or victory, which is really, really awesome. For another portion of you, there could be someone close that's in your circle that you just need to keep an eye on. That's the big theme throughout this, where it's like, all right, just watch them. Watch them. You don't have to do anything just yet, because moving to the center, we have the Lovers with the Moon in reverse. Now, for a portion of you, this could represent someone popping up out of nowhere. This could represent someone that is very straightforward and honest, where it's like, if you have a question, they'll answer it. So it's like, all right, well, what you ask, they're going to give you the truth. But for another portion of you, it reiterates what I was seeing in the front. Like, just keep an eye on the people around you. There might be certain individuals, especially if they give you that gut feeling, that you need to beware of or watch out. At the very least, keep tabs. Moving to the back end, we have the Eight of Swords with the Fool in reverse. This could be cold feet. This could be someone that's a little unsure, but a big thing I was picking up here is the cautious approach. So whether that's in regards to work, whether that's personal relations, like we were seeing here, when I see the Eight of Swords Fool in reverse, it's like, not yet. Just wait a little longer until more facts arise, right? So it's like, take the cautious approach. So better safe than sorry. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It is a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get your shadow card out. What do we got here for Cancer, please? Thank you. Nice and quick. Hey, we got our good friend, the King of Cups, a.k.a. Kyle of Cups himself. He's got a beard in this rendition, but it's a tentacle beard. That's a little funky, right? So this is one of your power cards. So interestingly enough, we have one of your power cards here. We have a power card here. So that does something. Okay, you're going to be right. Everything's going to be fine. Now, what do we know about the King of Cups? It does represent emotional control, but also emotional depth. And everyone knows that Cancers feel things deeper than most other zodiac signs. And as a double water sign myself, I understand. Trust me. But when I see the King of Cups showing up in the shadows, this could represent having certain feelings or intuitions that you can't quite place your finger on it, right? The King of Cups in its shadow form could be a little mysterious and a little unknown, but this is also a very powerful energy too. So for a lot of you, it's about, listen, doing what's right for yourself, seizing your power, but keeping your emotions balanced is very important whenever we have the King of Cups. For some of you, it could just represent a love situation too, especially with the Lovers in the reading. So we'll leave it at that, Cancer. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The February subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out the availability and my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com, so we could get a little forecast for the next few weeks for you. But for the February subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could snap your fingers right now and wish for something, what would it be? It could be anything except more wishes. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.